Hey, welcome in, everyone. My name is Brian Dunseth. This Hangout, part of the U.S. Men's National Team Digital Days that helps bring fans close to the team during the lead up to the 2014 FIFA World Cup in Brazil. Special thanks to Major League Soccer, the Seattle Sounders, Real Salt Lake, and U.S. Soccer for helping making this happen. Joined today, very special guest, Seattle Sounders defender DeAndre Yedlin, Real Salt Lake midfielder Kyle Beckerman. Gentlemen, how are we doing so far?
Good, thank you.
Thanks.
DeAndre, first couple days with the team, how's things going for you?
It's been great. Practicing twice a day, enjoying the sun. Just getting out here with the guys and playing good soccer. That's what I love. So it's been amazing. Some great challenges along the way, and I'm excited to just continue in camp.
Kyle, a couple double days underneath your belt. How excited for you to get those games started?
Yeah, it's been high workload, which we would expect, but we're all really getting after it, having a good time doing that, and so these games coming up, we're looking forward to it.
Nice. You guys ready to hang out with some fans?
Yes, sir.
Let's do it.
All right, let's head over to our first group. We got David, John, and Marissa. How are you guys doing?
Hey, guys.
Let's start with David. David, you got any questions for the guys?
Yeah, I do. I'm a fourth grade teacher, and I have a lot of huge soccer fans in my class and at my school, and they wanted to know if you have any tips for them.
For me, it's just to never give up on their dreams. I mean, I think that's the biggest thing in anything that they do in life, or anything that anybody does in life, is just to never give up. And if you're passionate about something, just keep pushing for that. And if you work hard enough, it will come.
Yeah, I mean, I absolutely echo what DeAndre just said, but when I get asked this question a lot, I definitely always say juggling the ball. If you can, one thing you can practice at home, in your backyard, out on the front, in the street, wherever, sidewalk, it's juggling, and try and get as many as you can, and when you get your top number, go and try and beat it, and I think that's an important skill that can help you go a long way.
Well, David, we appreciate the question. John, you're up next.
All right, my question is, what's your guys' opinion on the group that we're stuck in? And DeAndre, you never seem to fail with impressing with the hair, so what's the hair going to be at the World Cup?
Well, for the first question, it's called a group of death, because we're in it too. I don't think that anybody's looking at it as we're coming in as the underdog. We're coming in as we're going to be a great opponent for these other teams, and I think we're going to give them a great battle. I think everybody's looking up for the challenge, and it's going to be a great time. And as for the second question, I still have to make the squad. So in terms of that, I have no clue if that does happen. I really don't know. I'd never really go into the barbershop knowing what I'm going to do, so it's always a bit of a surprise with me.
So thanks for your question, John. Marissa, you're up next.
All right, my question is, what got you started in soccer, and when did you decide to take it to the next level?
I'll take this one. I had an older brother who was 4 years older than me, and really I just wanted to tag along and play any game he was playing. And he happened to be playing soccer and also wrestling, and so I started playing soccer with him and just fell in love with the sport. And I think probably when I saw the 1990 World Cup was when I realized how big this sport really was. And from that day on, that's what I wanted to be a part of. And so that's when I guess I decided to take it to another level.
That's awesome.
And for me, it's kind of the same path as Kyle. My uncle, who's 9 years older than me, had always played, and I kind of wanted to follow in his footsteps. So I, kept playing and playing. I think as U12 national camp, where you kind of realize that you're on a national level, and that's when you realize you can really push for something and maybe make a living out of it. And I think that's when I started to really take it seriously.
Well, David, John, and Marissa, thank you so much for letting us hang out with you. Appreciate your questions. Let's head over to our second group of the day. We got Casey, Garrett, Haley, and Ryan. Casey, you're up first with DeAndre Yedlin and Kyle Beckerman. Okay, Casey, you're up first. You got a question for DeAndre Yedlin and Kyle Beckerman?
I do.
Oh, go ahead, Casey.
All right. So my question is, after playing against each other for so long, and playing with a lot of the same teammates in the MLS, how do you flip that switch mentally and be able to play with them as a team?
For me, I think the thing is what makes this team so great is all of the guys are such great guys, and all of them are, such great teammates. So no matter whether you're playing against or with them, they're always going to give it their all. And especially one thing I've noticed with coming into the national team is, I thought it might have been, some guys kind of going against each other a little bit more than others, just because your opponents, in the MLS or wherever you may be. But it's not been like that at all. We're all representing one team, one country, and it shows because everybody's got each other's backs on the field.
Yeah, similar to him, I think when we put on that crest, all the stuff that happens in MLS or wherever you play against each other goes to the wayside. And I look at it, it's fun to get to play with DeAndre, and it's fun to not always go against Landon and Clint and stuff. So I look at it as a totally positive thing that, these guys are on my team now. Let's have some fun and enjoy this. And that's totally the way it's been so far.
Now, Casey, that's a great question. Let's head over to Garrett now. You're up with DeAndre Yedlin, Kyle Beckerman.
All right. One of the biggest questions going into the 23-man roster is who's going to be picked at the right back position. We see a wide variety of different strengths that play into different strategies. Like Yedlin, you've got a great reputation now as kind of an attacking fullback rather than more of a stay-at-home defender. With all those different people, it seems that who's going to get picked is largely going to depend on the strategy going forward. Does it seem that Klinsmann is wanting to be able to deploy different play styles depending on the opponent, or is he going to lock into a particular strategy and carry that throughout the tournament? And how does that affect the midfield?
Honestly, I'm not sure what he's thinking. We haven't really done any preparation for Ghana or Portugal or the Germany. But it's really just every day giving it your all, and hoping that you impress the coach, and he's obviously going to take who's best for the team. So whoever that may be, obviously is going to go. So I really don't know what he's thinking in terms of that, but obviously if you take more of a holding right back, you're going to have a guy that likes to attack on the wings and likes to stay wide. But if you take an attacking one, you're going to have a guy that maybe likes to come inside a little bit and create stuff with his left foot and create stuff on the inside. So it's really all up to the coach. We're just kind of giving our all out here and trying to showcase ourselves and showcase what we can give to the team.
Yeah, and I guess the way I look at it is this team can play multiple different formations and different strategies. It's a benefit in the players that we do have here. So Jurgen has that all at his disposal, and it's I'm sure he'll choose wisely, and but he has all what he would possibly need for a number of different formations and strategies.
Garrett, thank you for the question. Haley, you're up next with DeAndre and Kyle.
Okay, so what I was going to ask was, what is your favorite thing to do on your free time in your hometown?
Ooh, let me think. Well, for me, I'm guessing you're from Seattle.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I love to go to Alki Beach. I live there now, so I just love being around that area. It's really the only beach we have in Seattle. So it's just a great place to hang out, eat great food. West Seattle in general is just it's a pretty fun place to be at. So.
And for me, it's going fishing with my wife.
Sounds fun.
I love it. Thanks for the question, Haley. Ryan, you're up next with DeAndre and Kyle.
Yeah, hi. My question is, chemistry plays an important role on any team. For example, look at Real Salt Lake in the past couple of years and what Jason's done with them. Do you guys think that what has Klinsman been doing to get this chemistry for the U.S. and you guys feel like you guys have that chemistry to survive the group of death?
Jurgen's the kind of guy that in practices he loves to mix everybody. Roommates, it's, the German guys are paired with the American guys, just so we can, get that chemistry like you're talking about. And, certainly I believe that we have a great chemistry. This is, one of those teams that you can just walk into and everybody's so likable, everybody gets along, but everybody you can tell is working towards the same goal. And, I think that's, ultimately what you need to be a great team.
Yeah, it's been huge. I think everybody's really welcoming here, and in a lot of teams, that's just the way it is. As Americans, we're welcoming to new faces and meeting new friends, and so when a new player comes into the team, it's immediate. Let's get to know him. Let's make sure he feels comfortable, and that's how it always is with the national team. And so I think off the field, the camaraderie is there, the spirit's there. And then on the field, it's a lot of these guys have been together for 3 years, and then when a new guy comes in, that guy's so wanting to get involved and gel as quickly as possible and the guys that have been there for a while are welcoming that, and so gelling and chemistry happens a lot quicker than it would somewhere else. And in terms of the group of death, time will tell, but we feel like we have a good enough chance to go and get a win against all those teams.
Casey, Garrett, Haley, and Ryan, appreciate you taking the time to join us. Gentlemen, before we head over to the next group, I have a question for you guys. How do you individually kind of compartmentalize the training sessions day to day, knowing that what's right around the corner is the naming of a World Cup roster?
For me, it's just taking it day by day. You can't look ahead too far. You can really only control what obviously you can do. Really, it's just giving it your all every day, and then at the end, it's obviously up to Jurgen, and you just hope that you showed that you have enough to give to the team that you can obviously get taken. So just really taking it day by day is the biggest thing for me, at least.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I guess one of the biggest things is we all know that Jurgen's going to have some tough choices. That's any coach. It's a good thing for a coach because that means there's more competition. And so, like DeAndre said, all we can do is control what we do. And if we give everything we got every day in training, every training game we take or we have, then whether that decision goes your way or it doesn't, you're going to be able to keep your head held high walking out of here. And that's all you can really control.
Let's head over into our final group number 3. Alex, Jessica, Steven, and Tawny. How you guys doing? Let's start off with Alex. First question for DeAndre Yedlin and Kyle Beckerman.
Hey, how you guys doing? Thanks. So the question I have for you guys is I've noticed as Jurgen Klinsmann has been the head coach that he hasn't really had a consistent lineup that he's put out since he's been the coach. How do you guys feel that the team's gonna be able to fare with the lack of consistent familiarity you've had with the players around you?
Well, I mean, I think in some ways that's one of the special things about this team is we can come out with different lineups and be a great team. So it makes it very hard for other teams to prepare for us. Like Kyle said earlier, we have so many different guys that can play so many different roles. So I think and I think that's just one of the things that is gonna kind of give us an advantage is just that we can put out so many different lineups and still be great.
Yeah, I think it'll really give us an opportunity to adjust on the fly, whether that's in the game, whether it's before a different opponent. It's kind of look at it a different way. I think with a with a club team, you kind of get your formation and you kind of stick with it, and you're there day in, day out. Well, this is a little bit different, with the competition being so diverse. I mean, Ghana's going to play a certain way, and they'll be different than Portugal, and Portugal will be different than Germany. And so I think Jurgen, the way, it might not be that it's not consistency. It might be that he's preparing us so that we're able to change on the fly and that we'll be prepared. And so that's the way I would look at it, is that we're just over these 3 years, he's really been just preparing us to be able to change into different formations or different strategies just in the flick of a second.
Alex, appreciate your question. Jessica, you're up next.
Well, first of all, I want to say thank you guys for doing this for us, and then also good luck in making it into the 23.
Thank you.
And my question is more for for DeAndre. So being fairly new to the team and only having a couple caps, what was the best advice you've gotten from someone, like maybe some of the veterans? And then also Kyle, what advice do you give to the new players that come in?
Let's see, the best advice I've gotten. I think the best was from Clint, and it was like I've talked about before, was just to take it day by day. You don't get too caught up in, what's going to happen in the future, if you're going to make the World Cup squad or not, if you're going to make this camp or not. Just take it day by day, control what you can control, and it ultimately starts at your club team. How you do within the club is a big factor in, if you get chosen for things like this. So, that's just really control what you can control, and work your hardest, and then time will tell.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing that I kind of relay is believe that you're good enough, because I think there's no coach is ever going to call you up if you're not good enough. And so basically, it's keep doing what you're doing. Believe that you earned a right to be here. So go out and just do what you're doing. Relax, and the rest will take care of itself. But make sure that you believe that you're good enough to be here.
Jessica, thank you. Steven, you're up next.
Hi, guys. First of all, congrats on getting called up to camp and go US. Kyle, we miss you desperately in Salt Lake, but we're excited for you.
Thank you.
I'll just ask a softball. How sick are you guys of hearing about the group of death?
Personally, I like it. I think everybody around the world is kind of expecting us to go in as the underdog and expecting us to just get blown out. But I think a lot of people are going to be surprised by how we come into these games. So it's kind of, I think, it gives us that chip on the shoulder and that kind of motivation to prove people wrong. And for me, I love that. That's one of my biggest motivations, is proving people wrong. I think it's great. I love hearing it.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I don't mind. I guess the way I look at it is, this is the World Cup, and this is where you get to play against the best of the best, and we got it right here in our group, and so it's exciting. I think we're looking forward to it, and yeah, I mean, we believe that we can get out of this group. We don't fear anybody. We respect all those teams for sure. We know how dangerous they can be, but we definitely don't fear them, and we feel like if we can play our game, and on our night, that, hey, there's no reason why we can't win.
Stephen, thank you for the question. Tani, you got the last question of the day.
Awesome. Thanks again, guys. Appreciate you guys joining us and us being able to join you guys. My question is, what's your biggest challenge you think you guys are going to run into as a team, as a whole, throughout the whole tournament?
You said what's the biggest challenge?
Yep. What do you think the biggest challenge will be?
Biggest challenge. Ooh, that's a good question.
Doing media stuff.
Yeah.
I should, I guess.
Yeah. It's a really good question. Kind of stumped me.
No, there's a ton of challenges.
Yeah,
I mean, you look at how many great players there is on these teams. Travel could be one of them. Cristiano Ronaldo could be one of them. There's numerous challenges, but we're looking forward to tackling all of them. That's the way I look at it.
Yeah, I mean, really to echo what Kyle said. I mean, there's so many, it's hard to just kind of choose one. But I think that's the great thing about this team, is everybody's looking forward to tackling those challenges, and kind of overcoming them. And that's obviously what we're looking and hoping to do.
Well, thank you, Tani, for your question. Thank you for everyone that's been involved today. Thank you to DeAndre Yedlin and Kyle Beckerman. Gentlemen, good luck going forward. And for everyone out there, more Hangouts coming up Thursday, Friday, and Sunday. Join the conversation using hashtag #4Club and Country. Have a good day, guys.